Mahaganapatin Manasa Smarami Mahadeva Mudam Shirasa Namami Mahaganapatin Manasa Smarami. So, in the second chapter, the topic is Sankhyam. Sankhya means, so samyak khyayate, sarvaihi vedantaihi samyak khyayate iti Sankyam Brahma. So that which is very well unfolded by the Vedanta Shastra, and that is Brahman. That is what we have discussed, which is one, non-dual, which is not therefore separate from you. So this Brahma is the topic. When Brahman is the topic, and the knowledge of the topic also is called Sankhya Yoga, Sankhya Jnanam. Sankhya is the topic. Here yoga means here, Sankhya is the topic. Yoga has got different meanings, and here topic is the meaning of yoga. In the first chapter, Arjuna's Vishada, Arjuna's sadness is the topic. Therefore it is called Arjuna Vishada Yoga. It is not meant for practice, understand? And therefore, and so, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Similarly, Sankhya is the topic. Knowledge of what is the nature of Atma, that is the topic. And there is so much about this Atma that is talked about. We will talk about it later as we proceed. But in the second chapter, there was a certain discussion. Yeshate abhihita sankhye buddhihi yoge tu yumam shrunu. This is a very significant verse. So far we have talked to you about Sankyam, about the Vastu, what is to be known, that is the Atma, what is its nature. This is what we have talked about. Now, Tu means the topic is different. Tu is to differentiate. Now you listen to this on yoga. You understand now? This is the yoga here. So yoga here, that which helps you gain that Sankyam, that is presented as yoga. So this yoga is what we say karma yoga in the Bhagavad Gita. So Sankhye Yeshate abhihita sankhye buddhihi. So far we have given you the knowledge of this Sankhya for you. It was given, Arjuna. Yesha sankhye buddhihi abhihita maya. By me this was given to you. This is the knowledge of Atma. Now tu yoge tu imam shrunu. Two different topics. Yoge tu imam shrunu. This confusion is there everywhere. So it's not a parallel something we are talking about here. Yoge tu imam shrunu. With reference to yoga, you please listen to this. This is otherwise called Buddhi Yoga. Buddhau Sharanamanvichya. So this is otherwise called Buddhi Yoga. So yoga of attitude, born of understanding. And this is what we call karma yoga otherwise. It is whole life. It's not that morning you do karma yoga, evening you do karma yoga. The whole life becomes karma yoga, which amounts to your change of attitude. So the change of attitude is brought about by a certain relevant, related topics being understood. No attitude can be forced upon a person if the relevant topic is not really understood. If the person understands the relevant topic, an attitude can be changed. You need not even talk about it. Once you know this is monopoly money, your attitude towards that is different. Yesterday I saw one monopoly $1 million bill. You just smile, that's all. And you hand it over to the same person. You have it. And so if it is some real thing, then you have it. Thank you, that's all. But this one is, you better have it, I gave it to him back. Why? Because this monopoly money means your attitude towards that is attitude towards a colored paper. There is no other attitude. Once you know that it is money, attitude is different. And therefore you have to know, in order to have a proper attitude. Towards money itself you have certain attitude. And if you know more about money, your attitude will change. And therefore we have a certain exaggerated value of things, and therefore this exaggerated value or certain under what you call valued value, both are wrong. Both will create improper attitudes. So what has got to be understood relevantly, because the attitude towards something is entirely dependent upon what do you consider that something, what do you think about that something, how much is important in your life, what kind of priority you will give to that particular thing. So that may be position, that may be power, that may be applause of somebody, that may be approval of somebody. It's all your projected value. So that makes one thing very important. And therefore attitude is purely born of a certain cognition, certain understanding. And the understanding, you cannot say, I understand, but the attitude is wrong, you cannot say. There is some inhibition in that very understanding. And therefore certain clarity is important. And therefore Lord Krishna talks about in the second chapter Gita itself. Now listen to me about this yoga. And in this abhikrama dosha won't be there for you. There would be, to the extent that you know, you have that attitude, to that extent you are blessed. Therefore there is no loss in this. There is no, because supposing you perform a ritual, that is also Vedika. And so this ritual has to be performed. This ritual, when you perform a Vedika ritual, if you perform Vedic ritual, you perform, then you have to follow the steps. One of the main steps is Dakshina, understand? So you cannot follow all the steps, and at the time of Dakshina, you say, so Dakshinartham Akshadan Samarpayami. You cannot say that. You cannot say that. Because, every time this Panditji, when he asks you to perform the ritual, he always says, so Vastrartham Akshadan Samarpayami. Vastra nahi hai hamara paas. I don't have vastra. And oh Lord, please take this akshata. Akshata is rice. So this rice, you just, this yellowed rice it is, and with the turmeric, and this it's called Mangala Akshata. So you drop this akshata, and you say Vastrartham Akshadan Samarpayami, Abharanartham Akshadan Samarpayami, Upavedartham Akshadan Samarpayami. So these various things, Yajnopaveda, the sacred thread I don't have, akshata you take. Abharana I don't have, ornaments I don't have, please akshata you take. Vastram I don't have, please akshata you take. So he cannot wear akshata. The Lord cannot wear akshata. He doesn't require wear any. So therefore it is all okay. So akshata you give. That is fine. And this fellow has learnt, because the priest is telling him, vastrartam akshadan, all substitutes. Vastrartam akshadan samarpayami. Vastrartam means, so in the place of vastram. And for the sake of vastram, receive this akshata. So like this, he goes on telling. So this fellow Yajamana means the one who performs the ritual. There is a priest who is asking him to do this, and then he has become wiser. Then, so the priest said, now you have to give dakshina. He said, okay, sure. So he himself picked up this akshata. Dakshinartam akshadan samarpayami. And then unke paas, having become wiser, that ritual doesn't become the ritual. Adakshinam karma. Without dakshinaya karma that is performed is not for phalayana. It is not for phala, it is nishpalam alone. It will not produce anything. This is true. Therefore some fellow said, all these Brahmins have created this. It's a karma. One dakshina is an anga. You have to give something. And that dakshina is the important thing in this. There is no any conspiracy or anything here. That is the karma. You need not do the karma. Why do you bother? Don't do that karma. Because it's incomplete. There are cheap karmas available. So perform those karmas. Go to Ganga and then take a bath and come. That is the easier karma. And therefore, so if you can escape the pandas there, okay? Go to a place where there are no pandas around. So it is cheap karma. There are a lot of cheap karmas. But you choose an elaborate karma, and there you have to have proper dakshina. Dakshina you have to give. And if there are pandits are there, Nityagnihotri is there, Chaturvedi is there, Trivedi is there, Dvivedi is there. All these people who have studied Sangha. So along with Angas, Veda, those who have studied Veda, and that is the person who knows. So this, the Siksha, Kalpam, Vyakaranam, so Chandas, Jyotisham, Ityadi, all these Angas, 6 other disciplines of knowledge, grammar and so on, all this the person knows. You can't give the same dakshina to everybody. It won't work. And there you have to do maryada to them according to their qualifications. Only one dakshina you can give to all of them, Bhuri dakshina it is called. Same thing you can give. Otherwise, all dakshina is always to the individual. It's a big thing it is. You can't just lump and give a general increment like, you can't do that. This is how it is. And therefore, this dakshina you have to follow. This is called, so this, otherwise dosha will come. A result won't be there. In karma yoga, the result is different. What is the result? The result is born out of attitude. Therefore, if you have the attitude, the result will be yours. And that we have to see what it is. And therefore, there is a discussion in the 2nd chapter on karma that you should yogastha kuru karmani sangam tiktva dhananjaya. This is an imperative word. Kuru means do. Do imperative. It is like a command it is. So Kuru Arjuna, so you are in the family of Kuru, and better Kuru. Kuru means do. So better do. In Kurukshetra, Kuru Karma. It is Kurukshetra. You are in the family of Kuru, and better do. Do this karma. You cannot escape from karma. Do it. Kuru. Kuru karmatvam. This is what we have taken, Where? Kuru sevam tvam. That is what it is. Therefore, kuru. Seva means it becomes kind of yoga. It is kuru seva. Kuru is yogastha kuru karmani. Yoge tishtanni kuru karmani. So committed to yoga, converting everything into yoga, perform karma. And there is a discussion. And Arjuna at the end asked this question, what is Sthita Prajnas? Suppose I become a wise man, what I would be, how I would be, how a wise person is. Then he talks about wise person is one who has the knowledge of the Atma, the self, and because of that knowledge he is happy being what the person is. Krishna is very clear, and Arjuna has a doubt. What is the doubt? Bhagavan, one thing I understand. You seem to, this is the third chapter beginning, you seem to have a certain clear and a certain clarity about what delivers the goods. Here, what delivers is knowledge of the self. This is what I understand from your talk, from your discourse. And also I hear you were telling me, get up and fight. You gave all kinds of arguments. All relative arguments. You will not get any kirti by running away from the battlefield. You will not get any fame. You will lose all your name. Avachya vadan bahun vadishyanti tavahitaha nindanti tava samarthyam tato dukkataram nukim Arjuna. People will talk ill of you. They will use such a language, abusive language about you. So it is very, very difficult for you to even hear. They will all say that you ran away because of sheer fear, seeing the formation of the army. That's what they will talk. Duryodhana with the media under his command, he is not going to let the people believe that Arjuna was so compassionate and walked away. If that is so, everybody will come, the entire citizen, all the citizens of the Hastinapura. So will all of them go to Arjuna to see Arjuna. Wherever he is, you can create a kingdom there. So people will come there. And therefore, so Duryodhana will not like that. He will make sure Tava ahitaha means Duryodhanadayaha. People who don't think of your welfare, they are not going to picture you as a compassionate one. They will present you as a person, a great archer he was until the battle began. Even fellows, day before yesterday, recruits, the fellows who were recruited as simple arrow fodder by Duryodhana, they be people who are not comfortable in their ammunition boots and they don't button the shirt properly. So these fellows who were given some crash course, they would, do you know what will happen when you go away? All this he talks, I imagine all this. And then, because he says, Avachya vadan bahun tavi, vadishyanti tavahitaha nindanti tava samarthyam tato dukkatarannukim. How nindanti? Then it is left to the Swami. And they... Nindanti means they will really just talk ill of you. They will talk very lightly and about you, that your samarthyam, etc., your capacity, your prowess, archery, your courage, everything they are going to talk very, very, very lightly about you, Arjuna. You walk away, then Dharmaputra will walk away, Bhima will curse himself and walk away, Nakula has to walk away, Sahadeva is already jnani, he will walk away. And Draupadi will, of course, perhaps commit suicide. And this will what will happen. And all of them walk away. And Duryodhana so won the war without a shot. Parties everywhere. A lot of champagne bottles buzzing around and bubbling around. So this is what is going on. All the fellows, because they came there to die, now they are going home. Victorious, they are going home. None of them thought they would escape Arjuna or Bhima, and all of them are going back. Duryodhana, they are 100 fellows, all of them are just in the air. So dancing, there will be this round table. People are sitting and having nice time, eating. One fellow asked the other guy, so, hey, can you tell me why Arjuna ran away like that? Do you know what? You see, you should believe me. When did you hear that Krishna was ordered by Arjuna? So, put my chariot and all that, I heard. Did you hear that? Yes, I heard that something was telling. That's it. When Krishna presented the chariot, in front of me happened to come. Do you know what I did at this time? I put my hand on my moustache and looked at him. Arjuna just to collapse. Nindanti tava samarthyam tato dukkha tarannakim. Who is telling this? Not Karna, not Bhishma. They will never tell. Karna may be never Bhishma, never Drona. Who will tell this? Day before yesterday, recruit. The fellow, if he dreams Arjuna, the fellow will wet the place. And that guy, that fellow will tell. That fellow will tell, really. That is the fellow who is going to tell. And therefore, Nindanti tava samarthyam, tato dukkataram nukim. There is nothing more painful than to hear all this, Arjuna. You will remain there to listen to all these stories. Don't do this. Don't think Swarga is going to be there. Neither heaven you will have. Because I know little bit Dharma Shastra. It doesn't work that way. And therefore, you have to do your duties, and so this is your duty. Sometimes duties, are very unpleasant. The duties sometimes is pleasant, sometimes unpleasant, but these are your duties. And therefore, Arjuna, do what is to be done. This was the appeal of Krishna to Arjuna in between. So Arjuna has got a basis to ask a question. Arjuna uvacha, jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi keshava vyamishreneva vakyena buddhim mohayasiva me tad yekam vadanishchitya yena shreyoham apnuyam. Krishna, I am not anymore just a friend. I am your disciple. Don't use this Dale Carnegie's, this method of winning friends and influencing people. You always tell what the other fellow wants. No, you always just go with that. Should I give up this job? You should give up this job. Take up the new job. Otherwise, how you are going to come up? But then, these days we don't know. Suppose I give up this job, I am very secure here, and then new job, suppose these fellows, so within 6 months, there is a 6-month time is there. So before that the fellows ask me to go away. What will happen? Of course, that you have to think about, because you are not alone, You have got a wife and children, so you have to naturally think about that, of course. But unless we take risk, how we are going to really progress in life? That's true. You talk to anybody who has achieved something. He has taken risk. Even a Swami has to take a risk. Otherwise, he can't make it. And therefore, everybody has to take a risk. So what is in store, nobody knows. But then you have to take the risk, then only you can come up. Otherwise, you'll have to rot in the same place. But, but suppose that in these days, even the companies collapse. They give you stock options, then you get all these options. They offer me nice stock options, etc. Stock options mean what? So work for me without any money, and then with the small money. Later when the stocks go up, you will also get it. So go up in the air, but not anywhere. So nothing happens. These stock options are all dangerous, these stock options. And therefore, so it's very risky. It is, because you've got children, one of them is going to the college, you have to be very, very careful about this. Do you know what happened? This is called. You come back exactly as wise as you were before. Nothing. Only you had somebody to listen to you and say amam to you, whichever, yes, yes. If you move this side, the fellow is with you. If you move that side, he is with you. So only good thing is he is with you. That's all. That is okay to be a friend, but I am not a friend. I am your shishya, I am your disciple. That means you should tell, even if it is unpleasant, you should tell the truth. Only a teacher has got this. So you have priyam bruyat, satyam bruyat, hitam bruyat, priyam bruyat. You have to tell the truth, and the truth must be something doing good to that person, plus it has got to be said pleasantly. But even satyamapi, hitamapi, apriyam na bruyat. Don't tell anything apriyam, anything unpleasant, don't tell, except a teacher. Teacher can do that. Only a teacher, because he is interested in the hita, and unpleasant truths are there, and the teacher also, suppose, doesn't tell, who is going to tell? And therefore you have got to tell. A teacher alone has got to tell the truth. And I mean truth, even though it is unpleasant. That is his job. Understand? And therefore, I have chosen you as your shishya, and therefore, as chosen you as my guru, I am your shishya. Therefore, decide and tell me, Yekam vada nishchitya, yena shreyoham apnuyam, by which I will gain shreyas, that moksha, I will gain. By what? That you please tell. Don't tell ABTK, OBTK. This ABTK, OBTK, I have no value for it. Then I didn't say ABTK, OBTK, you may say, but that's what I hear. Because buddhihi jayasi chet karmanaha sakashat. So from the standpoint of doing karma, karma is done by me. Karma will produce a result. Whether it is a prayer karma, a prayer, oral prayer, mental prayer, ritual prayer, whatever it is, it can produce a result. And a finite person like me, limited person like me, plus a limited result is going to be limited. That's not going to really change me. Anyway, that will not bring shreyas. It can take me to heaven, it may take me to places. That's all just all holiday with all the problems. Holiday means you want to face some new problems, that's all. You will have new neighbors, new mosquitoes, new problems, that's all. New problems. That is what it is. Old problems will go, new problems will come. Nobody went for a holiday without a thing. More often than not, they come back with a fracture. And therefore, so this is endless, it is. This I understand. He says, karmanaha buddhihi jayasi. Because you said knowledge, buddhi here is knowledge. Knowledge is going to deliver. Because self is already free, you say. That it is free from guilt and hurt. It is something that does not do anything, etc. All that also was told, which we will be talking about later. If that is the nature of the self, then I should know that. so that I solve the problem once and for all. But now you tell me, do it. So, jayasi chet karmanaha buddhihi. Then he asks, tatkim karmani ghore mam niyojayasi keshavaya. If that is so, then why do you, tada then, why do you karmani, kim karmani, mam niyojayasi keshavaya? Why are you pushing me into this karma? Doing this, do your duty, etc. Yogastha kuru karmani, yoga kya baat hai? Karma I have to do, I have to fight all these people for what? I'm not going to get shreyas by this unless I get it. If I get it, then tell me. Jayasi chet karmanaste mata buddhir janardana dushta jana mardana. Hey Krishna, you are the destroyer of dushta janas. I have to destroy my gurus here. Bhishma and Drona. Tat kim karmani ghore mam. It is ghore karmani. Mam niyojayasi he kesava kim. Why you are pushing me into this? You push me into this karma. Not an ordinary karma. It is not Vaidika karma. Or doing some kind of sending email to people. But this is what? So it is destroying people, missiles, etc. This is a different types of karma, ghora karma, where there is so much life, means so much bloodshed involved, Arjuna, in this ghora karma, horrifying karma, frightening karma. Why you are pushing me into this? Mahaganapatin manasa smarami Mahadeva mudam shirasa namami Mahaganapatin manasa smarami.